Hey, girl, hey, and welcome back to Your Gift is in Your Healing, the podcast. Happy New Year. Yes, I know it's the end of January, but I can still wish you a Happy New Year because I have not seen you or spoken to you in the new year via these two platforms. And I say these two platforms because as I am recording this podcast to be posted on my podcast outlets, I am also simultaneously recording this to post on my YouTube channel. I'm trying something new for the new year. It has been a while since you have heard my voice on this on my podcast, so I just wanted to again say Happy New Year. So many things have happened. I will save some major announcements to the end of this broadcast. And then maybe I will do a bonus episode of what's all been going on with Latreia, the life coach, and the Your Gift is in Your Healing platform. So let's just jump right into this week's episode. So last week I was supposed to post my new episode for the year. And I have written out everything it is I wanted to talk about, my bullet points. And then after having a conversation with my wife, that podcast episode got scratched or postponed. I'll say postponed. And so now it took me into a different direction. And this week I want to talk to you about your gifts. And I'm speaking of your spiritual gifts. So this podcast episode is aptly titled Stop Running from Your Assignment. When we were seeds planted in our mother's womb, inside of us was planted a gift. And I'm looking at my notes. So, whether it was a gift of oratory excellence, whether you are a lyrical genius, or you simply possess an empathetic spirit or the ability to see joy in all things, each one of these things are gifts. However, not all of us, number one, recognize our gifts. And those of us that do, many of us run or we hide from our gifts. I was in the latter group. I was one of those people who at varying times in my life was shown what my gift was. Whether it was given to me in a dream or the feeling of it in my spirit, I ran from it. I remember very vividly, still to this day, I was probably about 24, 25, and I had a dream that I was out in the woods and there were spirits floating around me in a circle, which startled me out of my sleep because I had no idea what that dream was about. I was not raised in a spiritual or religious household. I knew of God. I've heard my mother speak of it. I saw my mother read the Bible. There was no spiritual or religious foundation within my household. My mother allowed us to make decisions on that on our own, although she was raised in a religious household. I had no direction on that. I did not have a foundation of spirituality or religion. So having that dream come to me, of course, it startled me because I had no idea what it was. And so at that time, I was working for a home health care organization. And we had a chaplain on site. And I went to the chaplain and I told her about my dream. And she took a long pause and then she looked at me and she said, God is calling you to service, to help people. As a 26-year-old with no firm foundation, with no idea of any of this world, I ignored that. I ignored my gift of spiritual healing. And it was being shown to me in a number of ways. On top of that dream, it was just being dropped into my spirit. And I just refused to accept that calling in my life. And during those times where I refused to accept that calling in my life, things would go wrong. Things would happen. My life was not going in the direction that I thought it would. And at those times, I would cry out, God, please direct my path. God, show me where it is you want me to go. I am not alone in crying out in that statement. Many of you are still crying that statement out today. And with my direction and my map given to me, my spirit was ready to go the path that God told me to go. But my feet always took me elsewhere. And then years would go by and things would continue to happen. And I don't know how many times I cried out, but I do know that regardless of the times that I did cry out, I still didn't go where my spirit needed me to go. See, some lessons were being taught in this routine of me crying out and asking for direction and then being given direction and going where I wanted to go. And it took me years to figure out what these lessons were. And so, what I want to do is give you three tips, three things, three jewels to help you get to the realization of your gift a little bit faster than what I did. So, the first thing I want you to know is things happen in God's timing, not ours. The second thing, when you ask God to direct your path, be ready for where your journey is going to take you. And number three, stop being selfish with your gifts. Okay? So let's expound upon these. The first one, things happen in God's timing and not ours. I was being shown what my gifts were, but I was not ready to accept them. I continued to live the way that I wanted, which resulted in years of me experiencing internal chaos. I was being called, but I felt like I was not in a space to answer. Second, when we ask God to direct our paths, be ready for where the journey is taking us. See, we very rarely ask God to direct our paths in moments of clarity. 9 times out of 10, it is in moments of pain and desperation. See, we want to make a deal. Let's make a deal. So we say things like, God, if you get me out of this relationship, I will live my life according to your word. And the moment we are shown the door to get out, fear sets in. Doubt holds us hostage and will have us believe that we cannot make it without this other person. But what we don't realize is that God will replace what we thought we wanted with all that we need. Third thing, stop being selfish with your gifts. First of all, they're not yours. They were given to you to share to the world. You were divinely selected to bear this gift, so how dare you be selfish with it? Share your gift of song, share your gift of word, share your gift of love with the world. All of these things heal. The common denominator of all of those things is healing. Now imagine for a moment if we all knew, embraced, and shared our gifts. My God, what a difference we can make in this world. What a difference we can make in this world. So if you are still unsure of your gifts, the best way to discover it is to ask. Ask, ask, ask. But be sure you are ready to receive the response. That is this week's podcast episode. Before I leave you, I do want to tell you about one of the amazing things that I did during my break. I have created my own deck of affirmation cards. It's called Beauty from Ashes Affirmation Deck, created by me, Latreia the Life Coach. And these are available on my website, LatreiaTheLifeCoach.com. You can head right over there now and order them. There are 54 cards in the deck, 7 of which are fill in the blank. I have one of the affirmations up on my desk that I pulled on yesterday. And it says, I love myself with the same energy and intensity that I give to others. And I'm so proud of my affirmation deck. This was something that I have been long thinking about doing. And I finally done it, and I am so grateful that this is yet another way of me to share myself with you all. So without further ado, head to the website, Latreia the Life Coach, purchase your deck of affirmation cards. You will also see that on the website, I also have a couple of new items, which are workout clothes. I was on a hunt to find some new workout gear and some colors and designs that I wanted, and I was not having any luck. So I created my own not just for me, but also for you. So while you're on the website picking up your affirmation cards, go ahead and check out the exercise gear. It's it's a workout pants and then sports bras, matching sports bras. So be sure to head over to the website to check those out. You all be blessed. You have an amazing week. If you need more spiritual inspiration in the meantime, please head over to Instagram, Latreia the Life Coach, at Latreia the Life Coach. And that's the same on Facebook, at Latreia the Life Coach. You all be blessed. You all have an amazing week. And I will talk to you later. Bye.